Game number 2 going to be coming your way here, guys. FKC, Insane Vultures, and the Kappa Wolves. We just saw Kappa Wolves with a convincing win on Cursed Hollow. They definitely really went out that draft. So FKC Vultures are likely to be a bit more on edge this round. And if I had to take a guess, we're probably going to see an Illidan ban. But let's say what map we're going to. We can't do Curse because we just did it once already. So that's out. Haunted Mines is normal. Blackheart's Bay is out, and Dragonshire is out there as well. Garden of Terror, nobody seems to apparently like, so it's out, which leaves us with either a kill-centric map or another big slugfest, and it does look like the choice will actually be kill-centric. We're going to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen, boys, so I fully expect to see a Kerrigan. Let's see if it happens, as we're going to be jumping into the draft. Oh god, I hit fade. Might lose out music. Not entirely too sure. 2, 3, 4, 5. Music might have gotten a little funky there. I do apologize, but hopefully it's fixed. And let's get to it. It will be Kappa Wolves on the red, but they do not go first. It will be once more blue. So FKC says, no thanks, no Illidan. We're quite done with that. And the Kappa Wolves are going to say then, all right, well, we still don't want to deal with a Kael'thas. Big burst, and of course, we just saw Michael Udo on that Illidan, so as I said, not a huge surprise that he got banned out. He is just too good. Now, I'm not entirely too sure you would have went Illidan on Tomb of the Spider Queen, so the ban could be debatable, but at this point, he is out. First pickup for the Vultures will be actually once more Sylvanas. So they really actually do enjoy the Sylvanas and the playstyle. And on a small map like this, it's really easy to gank her, but she is relatively safe with the Banshee teleport. And of course, if you leave her to her own devices, you will find yourself minus a tower, minus a fort, and good things might happen after that. Uther is going to be the big repeat pick here from Kappa, so they really do like their supports first, and they will actually jump that into a Mirrodin. So we do have the potential with the Uther to actually still pick up a Kerrigan. FKC either need to kind of figure that out and take her this round, or they need to just be very aware that a melee initiator is just supremely powerful on this map, and they need to pick around that. And I'm not entirely too sure they actually did that with a Jaina, but Jaina has a back end DPS, still backline DPS, still absolutely amazing. So ETC, I feel that this is definitely going to be a nice control. Definitely better control than, who did they have last round? They had Mirrodin last round. So yeah, 2 sets of CCs on this one with the ETC. And of course the Mosh Pit is just supremely good. So we'll have to see what they actually do follow that up with. They still need a support, and Brightwing is still on the table. They did actually have a Malfurion last round, and I would actually say that their Malfurion was really good. So I'd be very curious to see if that will actually follow. Here's the Kerrigan. I actually got wrecked earlier today by Michael Udo's Kerrigan in Hero League. He is probably playing the Kerrigan. And to go with that, the time-honored classic Rome edition of Tyrande. So Tyrande to go with Kerrigan, to go with Mirrodin, to go with Uther. Do you see a pattern here? There is a ton of CC from the Kappa Wolves. Now, I said Brightwing is still on the table. Cleanse could go a long way here, but it's going to be the Malfurion. That's totally not Malfurion. That's Malfurion. There's no WTF 2 Mirrodin's not happening. So it will actually be the double Mirrodin instead. So I don't know why he didn't actually come up. Boom. Boom. Malfurion it is, to go with the heals. And this is where the draft actually says 2 Malfurions for the Insane Vultures, but their last pickup is Raynor.
Anytime you're ready.
So Raynor as a disengage to Kerrigan is, I think, incredibly smart. Penetrating shot. If Kerrigan jumps in, he can penetrating shot her around. Same with the Mirrodin, same with the Uther. Anybody even gets close to their backline, he can penetrating shot. I want to say we're going to see Banshees, but I think I want to see Hyperion instead, because we have 3 melee so far for the Kappa Wolves. And you know Kerrigan's going to be jumping in every single time. They got a heal and a half with the flex of the Tyrande. I would want to see zone control paramount here for the Raynor. I don't know if we'll see the the Hyperion, but that's what I would want to see. And the last pickup here is the Vala. I have no idea how she got through the draft last round, but we don't quite need the presence on this smaller map of a Brightwing, of a Falstad, of a stage dive, and it's likely not to be a stage dive. I'd be very surprised if it is. Despite the fact that everybody here has a method of stun, and if we get Reign of Vengeance as a 5-stun team, I would still probably go Mosh Pit. You just need to be able to threaten the Mosh Pit, even if you don't ever get it off, just to kind of dictate the movement of the Kappa Wolves. So that will be game number 2 for the draft, ladies and gentlemen. And without further ado, I say once more, we get right to it. Bam. Game capture is a good thing to have, and I will bring up, of course, the game sounds a bit quicker this time. So Kappa Wolves up 1-0 up against the FKC, and a kill-centric map. I have to assume it was chosen out by the VultureS. I'm pretty sure that is how the rules go here. But in terms of the draft, it's absolutely scary what you can do with a Kerrigan on this map. So I suspect we are going to be seeing a lot of death here early for the FKC. Once more, though, Zarathustra, yep, Neo, D-Blank, Kyo, and Gizmo are going to be making up this team of the FKC, and Apollo, Araragi, Barcode, King Plato, and Michael Udao, who is actually playing that Kerrigan, will be making up the Kappa Wolves. So Death Ball is typically what you'll see. It's what we're seeing right here, at least early on, the 5-man Death Ball into one of these vents and try to catch someone unawares for a quick first kill. We see that quite a bit, actually. So, no kills yet. Oh, Apollo. He jumped in and he tried. This is where ETC would want to try to get in for that power slide, but early on, the ETC, if we had any stun ready from there, I think that positioning actually might have been beat for dinner. But he will get out of this one. 4-man here in the collapse mid. They are waiting to see where the VultureS do split, because they got 5. And the split will be undecided. Raynor into the top, although he does get hit by the owl. Raynor and Araragi, that should be a pretty snooze lane. Still not entirely too sure who's going to be the roaming pair here. And it does look like it will be the Tyrande and Udo. So Udo's going to jump. They're looking for Neo. Nice dodges, Neo. Right, name aptly from the Matrix. No route to go down to combo on top of Udo. That might have been the end of Kerrigan had that route actually landed from D-Blank. But still, we're looking for that first blood. So far, we have defeated these ganks. And everybody is just staying very mobile. Top lane, Araragi is not going to get any work done. So Gizmo doesn't actually have any real cause to leave yet. And without that Uther as part of this roaming comp, like the roaming comp is highly dependent on getting their kill. If they don't, they're going to have a little bit of a sustain issue. But here they are. They're looking for it. Stuns and stuns. More stuns. And that is beef for dinner right there. Nice route to come out from D-Blank. But again, this is what the combo is meant to be accomplishing here from the Kappa Wolves. They just continually stun you to death. The Malfurion doesn't have a huge amount of upfront healing. He will keep you alive in terms of nice stun. Actually right there, Apollo. I mean, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation right there. You either die here or you die there, but you will die. But yeah, so we don't have a Rhaegar for the chain heals or the shield. We only have, and there's no Tassadar, so we only have the Malfurion. And the Malfurion this early on, just like a Brightwing, is not really going to be able to deal with that damage at all. So this is the strategy. Ping pong between all the lanes and just keep accruing kills. You can already see the experience now working its magic. And we do have level 4 earlier for the Kappa Wolves. Multi-shot builds, double protective shield, the Thunderburn, and Envenom, of course, from our Kerrigan. So the double shields from not only the Tyrande, but the Uther. That is just going to be dogpiled, basically, on top of Udo here. Not quite going to be the big stun there. Zarathustra kind of figured out to go a little bit farther this time and just try to decrease the angle. So he kind of landed over here from here, which is a lot easier to land than like this because of the travel time of the Banshee. Oh, apparently Uther is going to be the big gank top. Uther left to his own devices, of course, will not kind of get out of this one. I mean, the slows, the stuns, just basic DPS here from Gizmo is going to be more than enough for an Uther kill. But I didn't actually see that roam. But it's a good roam. It's showing signs of life here from the VultureS. They're not quite giving this one up yet. And they are actually staying ahead of the curve in terms of experience. simply because they killed the Uther and there was nobody there to kind of soak the lane. Everybody else was towards the bottom mid. So there was no soak, which meant that we caught up and now are keeping basically pace with the experience. Udao can easily jump over this wall on top of D-Blank. It's actually going to be on top of Neo. Oh, how did that miss? I'm not entirely too sure how that missed, but Neo from the Matrix doing a really good job actually with these Kerrigan ganks. Absolutely good stuff. Now, what do we actually have for the talents is we just keep looking back and forth for these ganks, and apparently the red web weavers will be descending. We do got Rolling Like a Stone, double neck guitar, so it's all about the power slide here for the ETC, not unexpected. Confident aim is ridiculously good, especially after you get 2 charges of your penetrating shot later. And Give Me More, so I mean, the survivability talent from Gizmo is basically a given. The scouting drone into protective shield from the Malfurion. The Malfurion shield is going to go a little bit towards the CC train, but unfortunately, I don't think it's really going to cut it. You don't really have another choice at this point, though. So it's a good pickup there. The scouting drone absolutely integral on this map. Nice power slide in there from Kyo. Nearly brings down Udao. There's one of, if not both of those shields on top of him to keep him up. Kyo almost did die for his trouble, however. And we, of course, do have the Web Weavers pushing in. So this gate is donezo. We have that pickup on the Mercs bottom as well. So that's... I don't want to call this fort dead, but with Kyo going down here and possibly even D-Blank, if that Roots had actually missed or been any slower, D-Blank would have dropped here as well. So it won't be the fort, but it will be some permanent damage. Still, of course, you see, of course, you know, stuns and stuns and stuns for days. Level 8 now, more stuns going on top of Neo, and just in the back, Plato and Barcode with that Hunter's Mark just destroying the squishy Jaina. 25% more damage this early on is absolutely fatal. Gizmo is doing what Gizmo does. We saw this in game 1 where he split pushes to the point of a fault, at least in my eyes. Aragi will come back up to this one, but, you know, level 7's almost level 8. You can see again the kills are starting to add up. 4 kills, 1, multiple towers down, and well, I guess just the bottom lane. Oh, they did take the fort. That's why. All right. So they did take the fort. That's why we have such a big bump of experience. And let's take a look at some of these 7s as we continue on. Double Envenom. So the Kerrigan does ridiculous damage, but Double Envenom will kind of keep her at least a little bit at bay. Double Envenom, unfortunately, won't get too far with the double protective shield and the double heal nature of the team here from the Kappas. But either way, unstable poison as well. Sylvanas wants to make sure that she can continually push out and clear waves as quick as she can. Battle momentum, the Thunderburn reverberation from our Mirrodin. We've been seeing this a lot. And the Piercing Bolt. I'm curious what we'll see at 13. Healing Static versus the 300% talent. It's likely to be either of those. I don't think we have enough mage damage to warrant a Spell Shield. And at this point, the Kappa Wolves are likely to be ahead anyways, which means he'll go either the Healing Static or the 300% dueling talent. Nice avoidance from Neo, but yeah, we timed out and the stuns. That Jaina hurting, man. Lunar Blaze is for the range. Level 16 will likely be the shooting star, and that will just put more damage on the plate here of the Kappa Wolves. They also get level 10, so a whole level and a little bit ahead of their opponents. Maelstrom, Avatar, Strafe, Starfall, Divine Shield. The shield is expected. I'm kind of curious at the Strafe, but with such a lock-up team, it makes a lot of sense as we see the Malfurion once more going down. They just could not deal with this order of magnitude of stuns. The heroics are real. We did throw down the Avatar. We had, I think the Maelstrom is still in the bag. We still also have the Starfall. We're likely to throw it out, I want to say here. Oh, the Divine Shield is good. There goes. Walking away with sunglasses, Michael Udao once more. And we're up to 7 kills and 1. You can see the Starfall ticking away a little bit of structure damage, good zone control, and the stun lock for days. It's really hard to stay anywhere near the team of the Kappa Wolves, especially on such a small map like this. Now, how many scouting drones have we actually seen? Well, I think this is the 2nd or the 3rd. D-Blank needs to be basically on par with all of these scouting drones, because it's the only way to see into these events. Stuns and stuns. Gizmo is trying to put his gems into the cocoon, and, well, Give Me More will trigger with that adrenaline rush. He will stay alive for now. Udao's not going to grab anyone with that rake, but whew, like trying to, if he had lost 38 of those gems, we have 67 to the name here, but if we had lost 38, that's more than half and that would have cost probably a turn, if not more, here from the FKC. But they do keep the Rainer up. They just need to somehow dunk down those coins, and unfortunately they're not going to get that chance. Apollo sneaky into the back. We did have 50 some odd, and now we still have 30 more to the name of Kappa, so they are basically not dying, and you can see that with 1 kill to 7. What do we got for the ults? It is Hyperion, so I like it. I do like the Hyperion on this because it's basically every time you see the Starfall, you can assume that the team's likely to try to fight in that. You can counter that with the Hyperion. They're likely, the Kappa Wolves are likely, again, to be bunching up because they're going to be going for these same targets. That's how the stun block works. Like this, Apollo jumps in. You're going to be almost seeing Michael jumping in every other time there with him, and the Uther to follow up as well. So the zone control of the Hyperion, it will get a lot of value. We also do, of course, have the Tranquility, the Water Elemental, Wailing Arrow, but we also have the Stage Dive. I'm not too sure that's going to work out, especially on this map. It's so small, and like the ETC needs to be on the front line. Like he has to either be a god at split soaking or just much better than I think he's going to do, but still stuns and stuns. You see the Sylvanas, Kyo going in, and down he goes as well. You see the shield on top of this Mirrodin, and that's going to be once more another stun. Malfurion will drop here as well, or even over the edge with that Lunar Flare. Gizmo gets hit by it. The fort is wrecked. We still have, I guess this is the only Web Weaver actually left. No, they're all still alive, but they're kind of hurting at this point. Top, not to go down. Mid loses the gate. They already lost out the fort, and the gate down here as well to go. Everything is coming up aces for the Kappa Wolves. 14 to 11. They do have a talent tier advantage now as well. Brightwing was not banned. She wasn't picked, but she wasn't banned. Kyo coming in. Silence Arrow on top of a power slide, but unfortunately he power slid off the point. It is going to be the capture here to the Kappas, and that is going to be the kill on EPC. Sylvanas dropping here as well. Their team is just too split up. Where's the Malfurion? Malfurion apparently just dies off to the side, and that is going to be it for the team, as that is an ace. Here's a 10-minute, 45-second. At level 15 to 11, every single gem is now out. 60, 70, I don't actually remember how many gems we just had here for the FKC, but with that wipe, no gems. They have no hope. We have 73 sitting pretty here for Udo and crew, and they're likely to just go dunk them down. The enemy team is minus a bottom keep. They're minus their own bruisers, and they have to clean that up, and that is a heck of a lot of space created for this turn-in, and it is going to be a real turn-in. Will they go for boss? That's my big question. Will they go for core? Will they go for boss? Will they go for another fight? If they hit 16 before the FKC can hit 13, you will have a 2-talent tier advantage over your opponents. That's almost an endgame scenario right there. Sprint, healing static, so it is the heal for the Mirrodin. He jumps in, gets a little low, heals himself, doesn't rely on the other healers. At least that's the idea. Frost Shot, Overflowing Light, so there's your little bit of bonus. And of course the Shrink Ray. Kyo goes in once more, but it's not on the point. Kyo, you're killing me, brother. He is now just going to be in the mix of things here. Maelstrom coming out. Mudo is sprinting. He's looking for those kills, and he's going to get one. There's the Malfurion and the stuns. You can see Gizmo's hit points back and forth with the adrenaline. He's going to go down eventually, and the ETC once more is going to go into the night. And this is a boss. This is Web Weavers. This is probably game, because it's 16 to 12 in 12 minutes. Blood for Bloods are coming out. True Shot, Aura, Stone Form, and Benediction as well. This is a lot of power, a lot of raw-based stats, and a lot of endgame potential right here for the Kappa Wolves. And this will put them at a 2-0. This is it. If the Kappas win this game, they're going to be looking at a 2-0 score and moving on into the quarters for a chance at relegations into the ESL majors. And with that kill on top of Rainer, it's likely sealed the deal right here. 17-13. We finally have those next talents here for the FKC, but all 3 forts, all 3 keeps, and now 2 sets of Web Weavers and a boss on this cord. There goes the ETC there as well, and it is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. The Kappa Wolves with a 2-0 over the team from Brazil. The Insane Vultures are going to have to come back next time and hope for better luck for that big pick into the majors. But today it will be the Kappa Wolves with a 2-0. Congratulations, Michael Udell and crew. Best of luck in the finals. Two games in a row, we saw fantastic melee assassin play. I gotta give it to them, man. Michael Udell and those melee assassins are just cray. Not only was it a double support Illidan just slugfest that nobody really had an answer to, but not banning Kerrigan on Tomb of the Spider Queen. She is one of the biggest bans, biggest picks on this map. Her initiation from the vents over the walls is just unparalleled, especially early on with the roam comp. You saw the Mirrodin roam. You saw the Tyrande roam. Uther kind of stuck to a lane for a little bit because he really wasn't needed, but 4 characters there with really solid stuns. We saw the shields, the zone control with the Starfall. Unfortunately, kind of prevailed over the Hyperion. I'm not even sure I even saw a Hyperion now that I think about it. I'm sure it was there, it just never really registered it. But yeah, it all came together. Kappa Wolves and their drafting far exceeded that of the FKC. And FKC, again, as I said, going to drop 0-2 and out of the playoffs. The Kappa Wolves will win it 2-0. We'll have to see what they do this coming weekend because the top 4, the top 2, I think, go into contention for relegation. And that will be up against the bottom circuit of the ESL majors. So we'll have to stay tuned to that. But again, Kappa Wolves move on. So the Goon Squad also moved on because we didn't have the replays. They wouldn't work. But they 2-0'd. The FKC 2-0'd. I believe Wild Growth 2-1. Storm got 2-0'd by flick of the wrist. That leaves us with... Who was the other game that we covered? Eclipse and Monsoon. I think Eclipse actually did take that 2-0. So that means we have our full quarters because I can't get replays for Beyond Reason against Bella and the Beast, but Bella and the Beast did move on there as well.